The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Get involved with Access Fort Wayne and make your own television programming. Call 421-1250 to find out more.
Hello there. David Sowards is not here. I am your host, the billionaire. A billion here, a billion there. I'm a billionaire. As you have heard, I want to be your leader, so I had this song written in my honor. Vote Rump for America. Vote Rump for President. Vote Rump right now, right away. Vote Rump. Election day. Vote Rump. I'm tried and true. Vote Rump, red, white, and blue. Please don't be hesitant. Elect me resident, and we'll shout hooray today. The greatest thing about being rich is I can buy anything and anybody. If I can't buy one person, I can buy another. I can even buy you. If you sell yourself, people will do anything for money. Most of my opponents were easy to beat. I just called them names and beat them. Low energy wimp, liar, fat pig, hey ugly girl, hey you Canadian, dork face, you Finch jumper, you less than American person, hey stupid, hey you idiot, hey dummy, dumbbell, dimwit, dweeb, hey stupido, you buffoon, hairy ape, liver lips, hippo hips, you Hillary lover, you weasel, you hey you dingbat, you wombat, camel wild, Alabama, religious extremist, baby killer, bat face, politically correct pundit, imbecile, geek, freak, doofus. See, I'm really good at insulting people. That's why I should be prez. Don't I look presidential? I use the same insults I used in second grade. Why? Because they work. Most voters think on a second grade level anyway, so I reach down to them. Of course, there are limits on how far my name calling can go. It might surprise you, but I actually have to show some restraint sometimes, like I can't use the A word or the B word or the two C words or the D word or the two F words, the G word, the H word, the J word, the K word, the L word, the N word, the P word, the R word, the S word, the T word, or the X word. There are at least 60 words and phrases you cannot say on TV, especially this station. I'm sure they will censor me if I try to say things like, so I won't say those words. You know, when you're a billionaire like me, there are still a few things you can't do. I can break a lot of laws because I have a team of lawyers who can defend me against any charge, and if they file endless motions and endless appeals and endless counter lawsuits, eventually the legal system will get so tired of dealing with me, they're just willing to drop most of the charges and complaints against me so I can just leave me alone and go me away. That's the power of money. Money, the power of money. I've been working on some new campaign slogans. Let me try this one. Put the white back in the White House. Very popular with fringe groups. And if you've seen my hair, you know I've got the lunatic fringe. Make America hate again. See this hat? That's what you get. That's what you get when you get me. The rump of the crop. That's what you get. Get into the rump. I want to rump you up. Rump. There's a million reasons. There's a billion reasons to vote for me. I've got billions. I'll give you billions, and together we'll make trillions. Let me tell you about my opponents. My opponents hate me, but I don't mind. I get back at them by hating them even more. Spread the hate. I'm not feeling the love here, just the hate, because hate is more powerful. Anyway, there was Senator Stupidio. Yes, Senor Stupidio from the sunburned state. Yeah, here's the guy, the son of immigrants, who hates immigrants even more than I. He wants all immigrants deported, except maybe Cubans, of course. Cuban immigrants, they get a little special privileges. The other immigrants don't forget because they're Cubans. We hate Castro, so we love those who hate Castro even more than we hate Castro. But Senator Stubio lost. I even beat him in his home state. Second, there's Senator Luz from the state of Texas. I don't know if this guy can legally run in the U.S. His dad may have been involved with Lee Harvey Oswald before Kennedy was assassinated. I'm not insinuating anything here, but I'll just let you think of it yourself. That alone should make everyone look at him a little more closely. And he also happened to be an anchor baby in Canada. That's right. His mom moved to Ontario, where he was born, making him a Canadian citizen, unlike me. That's right. Senator Luz is a moosehead, a hockey fanatic, an anti-American Tory, a God Save the Queener. There was this woman chief executive officer of a failed Fortune 500 company. What was her name? Gary Failurina. She was a failed CEO, a failed Senate candidate in the fruit, nut, and flake state, and then a failed candidate against me before becoming the vice president of Senor Luz before his own candidacy collapsed. I've never seen anyone fail their way all the way to the top like Failurina. And that face, who would vote for a face like that? Some faces could launch 1,000 ships. Her face could sink 1,000 ships. Failurina. And then there was Governor Sick of the Buckhead State. That guy didn't know when to give up. Governor Sick. He bored voters. Really boring guy. This guy was so boring. He made Al Gore look charismatic. Anyway, he lost every primary he entered except for his home state. He hardly won any delegates. At one point, he was running fourth in a three-man race. Don't ask me how he was doing so badly. To add insult to injury, Governor Sick wanted to steal my delegates at the convention, probably because his idol, Warren Harding, did that about 100 years ago, and that scam worked. We all know how Warren Harding turned out. He stole the nomination in 1920 from his two major opponents, and he became one of the worst presidents in history. This was back in 1920. How soon people forget. Okay. But not all my opponents have become my enemies. Some of my opponents have become my supporters and allies, like Governor Chucky of the garbage state. You know the guy, he weighs like 400 pounds, the fat guy, he's so fat. It looks like he ate half his state. But honestly, folks, he may be huge, disgusting blob of celluloid, but now that he's endorsed me, now he's my good friend, always siding by my side. Now he's got a prime spot at my feeding trough for Governor Chunky. Another one of my opponents who didn't actually run against me, but didn't say anything nice about me, was Senator Johnny Sidney McPain. This guy calls himself a war hero because he was a POW in Vietnam for 6 years. War hero, my rump! He spent most of the war sitting on his rump. Johnny Sidney McPain, no hero. Just count the letters in his name. Here we go. Let's see. Johnny Sidney McPain. Johnny Sidney McPain. Count the letters. 6, 6, 6. What do you get? You get the Antichrist, the sign of the beast. Johnny Sidney McCain is the beast, the Antichrist. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, there have been a lot of jokes about me, and I don't mind most of them, so I'm going to share a few with you today. I don't mind jokes about me because I'm certain I will have the last laugh. When I get to the White House, it won't be the first time I have forced a black family out of their home. Trying a new slogan here. Are you better off than you were 4 wives ago? I am. I'm going to create millions of middle-class jobs by hiring people to cheer for me at my rallies, like you. The problem with this country is there are just too many bleeding heart liberals and women who are just bleeding down there. Yeah, you know what I mean. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall that Mexico is going to pay for. Okay. One of my opponents compared me to cancer, which isn't fair because sometimes you can get rid of cancer, but you can't get rid of me. I'm here. I don't mind choosing a woman for my running mate, but I still may drop her for a hotter, younger running mate. The good news is the president was born in America. The bad news is, so was I. I wanted to look at the president's birth certificate to make sure it's real. But I won't let you look at my hair. No, you won't see that. You see my hat, though. The reason I'm in the news is because I say crazy things, and my poll numbers are high. And my poll numbers are so high because I say crazy things in the news. The real reason I didn't want anyone to see my tax returns is I've been claiming my hairpiece as a dependent. Yeah, it's that important. Of course, I believe in God. I believe in myself, don't I? I don't have a Bush endorsement, although I do have a bush on my head. You mess with Rump, there will be hell to pay. I saw a sign saying, vote for tree. If 2 bushes can be president, why not a tree? I'm going to shut down the Department of Education and replace it with Rump University. I want to rump your world. I want to rump America. I want to rump you. People ask me, how am I going to deport 12 million illegal immigrants? One by one. What kind of plane do I fly? Air Force One. My party's not for everyone. It's only for those with discriminating tastes. Humpty to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it all. People call me a clown. They call me Ronald Rump. Don't have to clap there. Some women are on the rag. As for me, I'm under the rag. Ronald Rump ran rapidly round the roaring red rockets, where rolling round a round room, you wascally wabbit. Oh, I sound like that dog on the Jetsons. Rory. Yeah. Here's some new campaign slogans. Stomp for Rump. Democrats, you're fired. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Okay. Yes, we have no amigos. We have no amigos today. Rump, the white man for the white time. Good walls make good neighbors. Get it in your rump. From Rump, From one rump to your rump. A rump of a man, a rump of a king. Let's rump the nation. I oppose gun control because gun control is nuts. Because all the nuts control the guns. Where did the Lone Ranger stick at the Tonto? To the rump, to the rump, to the rump, 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 to the rump, to the rump, to the rump, 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 to the rump, to the rump, to the rump, 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 to the rump, to the rump, rump, rump. Okay, we all know about the white man and the red man. Lone Ranger and Tonto, yeah, you get that. You heard it from me first. Another one of my opponents was Jab Brush. Who could forbid for Jab Brush, the low-energy wimp? I just heard from a reliable source that Jab was actually a little girl. You little girl, Jabra, you whining wuss. You look like your dad and brother who were failures. You two are a failure, Jabra. Keeping in line with the family tradition of being incompetent mismanagers and unworthy of your pampered, privileged upbringing. He's an SOB, a son of a brush. Nancy Pantsy Mama's boy. People say I hate immigrants. I don't hate immigrants. Now I admit that not all Mexicans are rapists or murderers, just the ones you hear about. I love immigrants, especially if they're hot babes like my wives. I love the Mexican people and they love me. They are my amigos. I love their food. I love their quesadillas, tacos, tostadas, huevos, rancheros, nachos, Bel Grande, and enchiladas. I didn't care much for the hot tamales or tequila, though. All I am asking is that all illegal immigrants move back to the country of original origin and apply to immigrate here legally. Is that too much to ask for? The imports should export themselves back. Otherwise, I'm going to have to throw $12 million out. The truth is, our country needs immigrants. We need immigrants to mow our lawns and clean our pools and pick our fruit and wash our clothes and take care of our kids and pick up our trash and clean out our toilets and work in the sewers where some of them may come from. Important jobs like that. So not everyone will be deported. Some can stay on us. We might let the former president of Mexico back in. Well, we're just going to have to see about that. People say I hate women. That's not true. I love women. I love women so much that I've done it with hundreds of women. I just want to spread the love with women. I just want to spread the love. I told you how much. I show you women how much I care by loving as many of them as possible. Mr. Love. My heart bleeds for women, just like they bleed down there. Yeah, we bleed together. I feel the pain that women feel, mainly because I've caused so much of it. I admit I strayed in the past. I've broken hearts, but now I'm loyal to all my women. I can even be loyal to 5 or 6 women at a time, all of them. I can be loyal to millions of women by time. Women of America, I love you. Can't you feel my love? Women of America, I want you to feel my love. Feel my love. Some women say I have insulted them. That's not true. If women say I've insulted them, that's only because they're sexually repressed types. You know, the spinsters, the old maids, eggs, the ice queens, the drama queens, the women's liber types, the feminazis, the broad burners, Hillary lovers, the on-the-rag types, hormone freaks, mama's babies, shopping addicts, spendthrifts, women lovers, skirt chasers, and, you know, the women like that, they don't like me. I'm not going to win the women's vote against a female candidate. Well, as a Madeleine Albright said there's a special place in hell for women who don't support female candidates. And another thing, I have the hottest surrogates. You look on the news channels, I have the hottest women supporting me, not some old fogey professor with glasses and blowing hair. I have hot women, hot babes. They're my surrogates. My spokeswomen are sexier than anyone else's. Some people say I hate Muslims. I don't hate Muslims. I just think they would be happier if they were all in the Middle East, where things are so peaceful. When I said I wanted to ban all Muslims from entering this country, you know I really can't do that. Some Muslims will be let in, like little baby Muslims. We love little babies. Babies are so cute, so innocent. We can trust little babies. Rock-a-bye, baby. A baby wouldn't hurt us. So cute little baby Muslims, we can let them in. And how about old Muslims, grandmas and grandpas? They wouldn't cause any trouble. You never hear about an old suicide bomber or an old terrorist. That's because they don't live to be old. So we can trust the geezers, the old fogies, old farts, senile coots, the toothless bag of bone types, the crones, the hags, the wrinkled, decaying piles of rotting flesh. We could probably let them in. Some Muslims we could let in. We could do it on a case-by-case basis. Like the recent mayor of London. London elected a Muslim mayor. We could let in the new mayor of London, Khan. Have you heard? London, England elected a Muslim mayor. In fact, maybe the Muslims would be happier in England than the U.S. So Muslims, well, why not go to London? They've got a new Muslim mayor. So you can set up your mosques and your religious schools all over London, and you can know that the mayor is on your side. My policies toward Muslims are just one part of the Rump foreign policy. My golden rule is rump it to others before they rump you. I want to rump you up all night long. Anyway, I've got a peace plan for the Middle East. We just get all the Sunnis and the Shiites together for coffee and donuts so we can discuss their differences in a peaceful, civilized manner, like good Christians. Sunnis, Shiites, get them together, talk about the differences. That's the peace plan. I know Sunnis and Shiites have been arguing over who should have been the leader of Islam since about 700 AD, 1300 years, so it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some work. Can you imagine if our country was like the Middle East? You'd have Catholic priests being assassinated by Baptists, or Presbyterian churches being bombed by Methodists, or Amish buggy bombs blowing up those Mennonites, or Anglican shooting, I don't know, whatever the thing is. We don't have that here. We do have like church burnings and church shootings and things like that, but it's not the same. It's not the same as the Middle East. You got to have respect for other people's ideas. That's the way to do it. When I'm the prez, you do as I says, or you're fired! Time to tell you about my possible cabinet picks for my Rump administration. My press secretary, Rush Limbaugh, a fair journalist who tells it how it is in an unbiased and fair way. My Surgeon General, Dr. Ben Carson. Ben is a nutty, funny guy, and he knows how to use a knife. He's a real cut up. My Commissioner of Baseball, Pete Rose. I got his endorsement. Now, I'll get him into the Hall of Fame. My Commissioner of Boxing, Mike Tyson. Like he knows how to work the press, and he endorsed me too. He's a fair, even-headed guy. Iron Mike might also help with the African-American vote. A real hero, Mike Tyson. My Secretary of Eating, Governor Chuck Chucky. He'll also be the official food taster of all of my events. He'll love the job. Chuck Chucky. My Secretary of the Inferior, Failurina. She's inferior, so that's the perfect match for Secretary of the Inferior. My Secretary of Defense. Instead of defense, this will be Secretary of the Wall, not defense. I'll put Senator Stubio in front of Secretary of the Wall because he hates all immigrants, except his relatives. And the search will have, we'll have Secretary of Real Estate and Secretary of Trans Education. So we can get all those issues settled out a little more. You know, it's not easy being a billionaire. Billions! I like the way Carl Sagan used to say, billions and billions and billions. So now I'm a star. I'm a scar, and I describe the scar. I've got B&Bs too. It's not easy to billions and billions, just like Carl Sagan. All I've got right here, billions, billions, billions of dollars. And you can have part of it with your vote. It's not easy to call all my money. There's so much of it. I have to hire a lot of guys to count and keep track of my money, and other guys to watch those guys to make sure none is stolen. People just don't understand how difficult life is for us billionaires. Oh, how I suffer, how I suffer. There's nobody has done more for equality than I have. I am equally loved and equally hated too. Totally equal. Many people support me for building a wall. They just want me to build a wall around myself. People complain protesters get beat up by events. I tell them, how about a nice Hawaiian punch? Sure. People complain that my supporters are poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. Give me your poorly educated. When I'm president, there will be more of the poorly educated. I'm not afraid of those young, attractive women, except those who have sued me for sexual harassment. My voice, my views on race are popular with many. In fact, they're a Ohio hit. My fringe supporters. I called Senator Lewis a maniac, and then I said he had a wonderful temperament. Anyone I say has a wonderful temperament probably is a maniac. People accuse the Rump modeling agency of hiring lower paid foreign models. Not just lower paid foreign models, they're like dating prospects. Yeah, they're like a future wife. Okay, gonna wrap it up here. Get out. Contrary to what most people have said, my hair is not a big government cover-up. No. People say they don't trust me, that I use people. Well, if I didn't use people, they might not feel useful. Feel useful. You can trust me. I own casinos. When I cheat you, they call me Honest Ron. If I've made any mistakes, I apologize for every mistake I ever made during my entire life. That ought to cover everything. Vote for Rump. Vote Rump for America. Vote Rump for president. Vote Rump. Vote now. Vote early. Vote often. And vote Rump. 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 I want to rump you up. Rump. 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 Rump.
The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group.